Welcome back to Cookies and Milk, episode 76. I'm your host, William.
I'm your host, Ben.
We're having double chocolate chip homemade cookies. Double chocolate chip cookies homemade.
These are chocolate cookies that have chocolate chips in them.
Yeah. There's 3 big ones and 1 little mini one.
Is there? I thought Isabel took the mini one.
Isabel took 1 of the mini ones.
Oh, there were
there were
two
5
mini ones.
big ones. There were 5 cookies in all.
So I'll just crack this one in half.
And we'll crack this one in half?
Huh?
So...
Yeah, crack that one in half also, I guess. Crack that one in half, too, then. Keep cracking.
Infinite cookies!
Yeah, it'll last forever.
So...
I have a topic. My topic is cinematic video games. I saw this post online that sort of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm gonna see if I can't find the exact wording on it. It was about the rise of... It's been a good year for Japanese games in the Western market.
Yeah.
Persona 5 blew up. And Persona's been sort of a niche series, but it really hit the mainstream. Monster Hunter killed it. Monster Hunter had a wildly successful launch.
Yeah.
Which is not common for Monster Hunter.
Not in America.
Not in America. It's been very...
well, because for most of the time, Monster Hunter has been... I don't want to say relegated, but it's been a flip-flop series. It's gone from Wii U to 3DS, straight 3DS. Yeah?
Why, it's almost as if the Western industries believe the people that play video games only care about homogenized, unchallenging, quote-unquote, cinematic experience arose due to the success of the Xbox 360.
Right. I have heard that. It is a weird situation, and I feel like they're two halves to the same coin, right?
Yeah.
Like, quality gameplay and story. I feel like they can be the same thing. Like, without overwhelming the other. But at the same time, gameplay obviously means more. We've lightly talked about this recently, with how, like, Beyond Two Souls and stuff like that, gameplay is so much more important than story. But if they work, it's great, because you're playing Uncharted 4 right now and you like it, right?
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
So, you have ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
On one end, you have... any game. Super Mario Brothers.
Uh-huh.
No story there. Like, bare minimums of story there. It's just gameplay.
Yeah.
And on the other side, you've got The Order.
Yeah.
So The Order is a great example of a game that did it wrong. The Order, everything was set up for it to be cool. So here's what happens often. You see a game, you see trailers for a game, and you're like, this game looks awesome. There's a bunch of awesome stuff in that trailer. And then you start it up, and the trailer is the game. And you're like, wait a minute.
Right, it's not enough.
Wait a minute, there's no game here.
Uh-huh.
And The Order is a great example of that. There are definitely parts where you're like shooting and doing cool things, but every time the game really should get cool, it's a cutscene. It's a quick time event cutscene. And hey, don't do that to me.
Right.
Uncharted, however, every time there's like a cutscene that's just like, oh, this is what the game is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It still throws me for a roller coaster. I'm still like, whoa!
And the thing is, though, is that gameplay, while there's a cutscene going on, Uncharted does it a different way. Because there are these giant things going on, right?
Yeah.
And it's, Nathan Drake is now sliding, he has a rope tied to the back of a Jeep. And he's running through a small village while other cars are driving upside him trying to kill him. And and you have to successfully not die, right? Like, you're maneuvering around on the rope. And you're doing all that while a cutscene, it's like a cutscene, but you're successfully working with it.
So, here's the scene that really sort of drove this home for me. There's a part where you winch your there's the winch on the 4x4 in the jungles of Madagascar.
Yeah.
Or the plains of it. And you hook your winch to a tree, and it's also around a boulder because that's just how it happens. And as you're driving, the boulder gives way because of the winch, and the car goes off the side of the cliff.
Yeah.
And then, like, you start driving a little bit more, and then another thing hits and you fall even further down.
Yeah.
And then you have to climb back in, and then you have to accelerate up. And all you are doing is pressing the accelerate button.
Right. Because
But I
that's
was
what you would be doing.
so invested. Like, all I was doing was, for all intents and purposes, all I was doing is holding the R2 button.
Yeah.
I might as well have been watching that movie. But the simple act of holding the R2 button gets me so infinitely more invested into the game.
Fuck, I want to talk to you so bad about the final boss of Uncharted 4.
Yeah. I should have it beaten by next week.
I just wanted to... It's nothing like... You know how other Uncharted games work?
Yeah.
Where it's like a run and gun type thing?
Oh, they don't do that?
They don't do that.
Oh, thank God.
They don't do that. It's not... no, I don't want to reveal too much. But they throw something at you that you... Like, they give you a new system for the final battle.
Huh.
Yeah. And it's just... It's good. It's good and it works. Like, it's how you expect an action movie to go. I'll say this. It's kind of like the ending of MGS4, where you've been shooting the entire game, but then you bare-knuckle box on top of a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
It's like Sonic Unleashed, where you've been playing Sonic Unleashed the whole time, and then all of a sudden at the end,
You're
you're a mech.
You're a mech. Yeah. It's definitely like that.
My favorite part of Sonic Unleashed.
Oh, I think it's a lot of people... I don't know. People don't talk about Sonic Unleashed a lot.
I wish they would.
They get too caught up on the Werehog.
The Werehog segment, then they forget how cool the... Is that even in the Xbox version? Did you ever beat the Xbox version?
No, because I hate it.
Because of the suns and moons?
The sun and moon sections, and how certain levels are terribly difficult for Day Sonic.
Yeah.
So, I'll say this. Werehog Sonic, kind of hard to control at times. There'll just be platforming segments where he's just not good.
Yeah.
But I can manage Night Werehog Sonic because he's the type of character to slow down and look for collectibles like dusted through the thing. If I'm Day Sonic and I'm running through a stage, I don't want to be looking for collectibles.
Yeah, that's just sort of how it goes.
We've talked about this on the podcast. And also, Sonic is the perfect example of a cutscene. Of a cutscene game. Because you're running on the loop-de-loops. Sort of. You're letting the speed carry you. And you're jumping at times and you're reacting to certain things. But a lot of the times you're sort of like on a rail. And I'm not saying that's bad. If a Sonic game can do it right, they can do it right.
Right.
Sonic Adventure 2 was probably the best Sonic 3D Sonic gameplay ever, because you're not just on a rail.
Yeah, there are parts where you slow down for a second and you were like, alright, cool, let me analyze my surroundings.
Yeah.
And there were parts where it was going fast, for sure.
Yeah.
But it never felt like it was going... It's the Mach speed segments in Sonic 06.
Yeah.
Were sort of the highest peak of this.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, oh, you just go.
Mm-hmm.
You just go very fast. And it's like, it's cool.
But it didn't make up the entire game.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the kind of thing, Sonic Mania is often lauded for its ability to tell you, to have moments where you just sort of let go and let the game play itself and just watch it go, and it's like...
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird, don't you think?
It's weird that this is what Sonic is.
I guess it's building yourself up to have a clean run. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, watching yourself just bounce from thing to thing to thing and, like, doing a successful whatever.
It's
getting through the stage the fastest is the goal.
I said in Uncharted, there was that part where I'm just holding the R2 button, and that was all I needed to be invested. Sonic sort of has the opposite. There's a lot of times when I was playing Sonic Mania that I was like, am I supposed to still be holding to go here? If I let go, am I gonna...
slow down?
And so often it's like, lift your finger off the controller, dummy.
Yeah.
Because I would hit a spring, and I was supposed to keep that momentum going the other direction, but I was still holding right on the D-pad because I was like, I need to go.
Right. It's definitely a tough. I think, yeah, that's the thing. In this day and age, it's always like, oh, Eastern developer immediately means good, Western developer immediately means bad. And in a lot of cases, that could be very true.
There's a big debacle about everything, but I mean, that's sort of not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right? It's a weird thing where people look at a cinematic game, people look at QuickTime events, people look at, like, overly grandiose games, and they're like, yeah, but where's the game?
Resident Evil, a Japanese game, fell to that.
Yeah.
It's so strange how Monster Hunter hasn't compromised what it is for the longest time. And you could say, like, oh, but they got really big maps that aren't, like, loading screens. I think that's just
The evolution of Monster Hunter.
a natural evolution of Monster Hunter. Like, it doesn't make sense to divide your AAA PS4 game into loading screens when you can just load the whole thing and make it a living, breathing environment. It makes sense for a world
that's
to
what
be
Monster
like
Hunter
that.
always wanted to be.
Yeah, except no, because the creator likes the loading zones.
He likes the
like
loading
I
zones.
remember listening to a Digito Gaming, and it was like, I think we're always going to keep the loading zones in because it makes sense for the gameplay, and it's like, okay,
I mean, I can see it.
yeah, but there's like with Monster Hunter World now, there are like different sections, and like you can go through like certain tunnels that the monsters can't go through.
Right.
Sometimes because I was fighting the Anjanath, and I went into like a smaller cave that like wasn't the Anjanath's height, and I'm like, he won't be able to get in here. And he ducked down and crawled through and was just damage frames the whole way through. I'm like, alright, Anjanath.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and came back through because I hadn't followed him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What kind of got me, though, about Monster Hunter World was that there's no cold area.
Really.
Like, you know how cold and hot drinks, like...
Yeah, you have to do it so you're not, like, losing stamina.
Yeah, and there's, like, a lot of it in most games.
Yeah, I hated it.
But I like the aesthetic.
Yeah, no, it's, like, a fun thing to... In theory, I love the idea of, like, you're heading to this really cold area. Make sure you bundle up and bring, like, some hot cocoa in a thermos.
Yeah, but, yeah, it doesn't make sense if you're like, oh, I'm wearing an armor set made out of mammoth wool. Why do I still need to have a hot
I
drink?
shouldn't still do this, right?
Right, but there's only a cool drink.
Huh.
There's no hot drink. And I'm like, I miss the aesthetic of a cold area. Like,
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World's missing out on, like, a lot when they don't have a hot drink area to go to. Like, you're losing Barioth, Giganox. Oh, Gammoth, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like they wouldn't bring the Fatal 4 straight from Generations to World,
Yeah.
because they want Double X to be on the Switch, and that,
Right, that's still a game that's gonna exist.
I think it's out right now.
Damn.
In Japan at least, because
Yeah, of course.
Monster Hunter rockets, Capcom rockets Monster Hunter at Japan, like, all the time.
Because they'll buy it.
Yeah, they'll buy it. There have been a bunch of PS3, there have been like 2 PS3 Monster Hunter games that weren't on the American release.
No shit.
Yeah, I would have played the shit out of that.
I was gonna say, because that's something I don't even... It's so... It's correct in that the PS3 was this weird dividing point. The PS3 was so weirdly divisive as far as, like, video games were.
Yeah.
Because the PS3 was home to all sorts of niche Japanese games. And then the Xbox 360 won the console. Like, won the console war.
Yeah, it did.
Because it was just... It was casual. It was just like, hey, you wanna play some Halo?
It was...
Boot it up, buddy.
I guess
PS3 was like, you wanna spend $600?
PS3 got dealt a bad console generation hand because the Xbox 360 was a gold mine and the Wii was the ultimate family device.
Yeah.
So the PS3 found its place among a small amount of Japanese gamers or people who like Sony exclusives. Like, it's weird that we got the PS3 first, even though
We got the Wii first.
No, we got the Wii first, but I mean in terms of the Xbox 360 and the PS3,
yeah.
because we both had friends where we played the Xbox 360 at and loved Halo. And, well, we didn't love Halo. I enjoyed Halo.
But I mean, I also played it. I liked Halo, but the thing was that I was always just going to be playing it with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would I pick up a console that they already had? And if I wanted to play Halo, I would just hang out with them and go play Halo.
That's fair.
I was never particularly into that or Gears of War, and when I really sit down and think about it, what else did the Xbox 360 have?
Connectables. Sonic Free Riders.
Shit, it did have those. Those were later in the lifespan.
Like 2010, dude.
That's a decent amount of time.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. The PS3 and Xbox 360 lasted for so long.
8 years ago, though.
That's insane.
That was 8 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
Was I really 12 in 2010?
Were you?
Yeah. 8 years ago. I'm 20 this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought you'd think we were younger. You were 15 in 2010?
Yes.
Didn't it feel like we were just younger than that?
Shoot, go back. 2007. 2007 is the...
2007, I was 9.
Yeah. That's super young.
Hold on, wait. Yeah. For a second there, I thought I was 10 in 2010 because of the 10.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be 12 in 2007.
That's crazy. We're just stating our ages now.
That one makes more sense because, like, when I think about, like, getting the Wii, I was actually like a little baby.
Yeah.
A little baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
Smash came out in 2007?
8.
2008. That's what it was.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, and then we got it's so wild that I got the PS4, PS3, and then, like, the first game, it was like, get the PS3 for my birthday, and also your birthday, and also, like, Christmas.
Yeah.
That was, like, the ultimatum. It was like, alright, if we're getting you a PS3, that's your birthday present, William's birthday present, and then, like, most Christmas birthday presents. And I was like, fine.
We went in on it.
And then it was like, get that, and then immediately walk up, get the Metal Gear Solid 4 Limited Edition.
Right.
And that's it?
Yeah.
We had, like, no other games?
We should let Rebel out of the room.
I can't, I have Cookie on me.
I'll let Rebel out of my room.
In the meantime, Metal Gear Solid 4 was, like, definitely, like, a selling point for the console, but again, it was one of those weird, sort of, niche titles. Metal Gear Solid has, like, always been a very, popular game.
Yeah.
But it was never it's never been, like, everybody knows about Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, right. It's, because we had,
We learned about it through Smash.
through Smash Bros.
I didn't know who the fuck any of these characters were, and then it was like, oh, sweet.
You want to talk about, how Smash Bros has good integrity?
Like we were talking about, that it didn't bring in Pac-Man from Pac is Back.
Pac-Man Adventures.
Pac-Man Adventures.
It brought back the original Namco Pac-Man World Pac-Man.
I was thinking about this because the one thing, the most easy comparison to make to it is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Yes.
And what the fuck happened in that game? That game came out and just existed to sell products.
It sucks because I feel like if they like there was a definite push because there was no Ratchet. Was there? No, there was.
he's
There-
in the game.
Holy shit! Could you imagine if they didn't have
Ratchet
if
and
it,
Clank?
if it did not have Ratchet and Clank?
It'd almost be like them not having Crash Bandicoot.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh no. Or Spyro.
Or Spyro the Dragon.
Well, that
So-
was on GameCube.
I mean,
in Game Boy
yeah,
Advance.
so-
but it
but-
started on the PS.
but Crash Bandicoot
yeah, Crash Bandicoot
was the one. It was like Mario.
They kept it on the PS4 when they remade it.
Yeah. So PlayStation also has Battle Royale, and I keep forgetting that Crash Bandicoot isn't in the game because it's so disingenuous to like everything.
Yeah.
It's like
They had Parappa,
they had Parappa, so
another
what-
PS1 exclusive.
They had so it's not even like not I guess Crash Bandicoot did get taken to other people, didn't it?
What are you talking about?
I was gonna be like Naughty Dog.
Well, Nathan
Uncharted
Drake
in the
is
game.
yeah.
But so
Who do you think deserves to be in more, Nathan Drake or Crash Bandicoot?
Nathan Drake. Because Crash Bandicoot hadn't had a game in years.
Yeah,
But Crash Bandicoot deserved a spot 100%.
definitely.
But here's the thing. So it's like there's a decent amount of like Western stuff that didn't get in. But Final Fantasy and Disgaea, like any Nisa stuff, there's a bunch of stuff from Japanese. The fact that there's not a single Final Fantasy character in it is a goddamn crime.
Well, okay. So it didn't start on the PS3. It didn't start on a Sony console.
But for a long time,
They pushed onto that was
Final Fantasy VII, they could just have Cloud in the game. It's weird that Cloud is in Smash Bros, but not PlayStation All-Stars Battle
okay. You know what? Smash Bros doesn't have integrity because Cloud's in the game.
That's not an integrity thing. That's just them grabbing a great character and thrapping that shit on there.
It doesn't. Why is Cloud in Smash Bros?
I don't know.
It doesn't work for Smash Bros. Ryu's also there for no reason. Well, Street Fighter
2.
started on the Oh, okay.
Ryu makes sense.
Yeah, Ryu makes sense. But so here's the thing: PlayStation All Stars. I feel like they didn't have any faith in it at all to begin with.
Yeah.
No, you know what kind of gets to what I kind of like think about the fact that just thought about right now is that they had Polygon Man in it,
Yeah, they're
who was like the original test demo for PS1.
Yeah, so they dug real deep. And the thing that confuses me is it's like there's really not that much Japanese stuff there.
Yeah.
And then it's like
Hold on, what is that cat
the
thing?
cat.
Yeah.
That's the linchpin of this whole thing. Or the monkey wrench in this whole. It's like so it's really made for Western audiences. And I'm like, I understand that. And then the cat is there, and it's like the cat who literally no Western audience could possibly know because it's the mascot for the Japanese side of PlayStation. So what?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get that, why wouldn't you get anybody else?
I don't want Sweet Tooth in the game.
Who gives a fat princess? Who picked these characters?
Yeah. Give me. So you got Ratchet and Clank.
Jack and Daxter are there, aren't they?
Jack and Dexter are there, yeah.
Okay.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
They put a golf game as the stage. They put Quiz as a stage.
It's all over the place. Little Big Planet is a stage, but not a character.
Sackboy's there.
Sackboy's a character?
Yeah.
Shit.
And a stage.
Oh, yeah, because one of his specials is you place things down. And,
Yeah. Parappa also has a stage and a character.
Yes.
Parappa, I liked Parappa. Because it called back to his anime? Well, maybe not his... Yeah, no. His anime. Maybe not like the characters of the anime,
right.
but the animation style.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, obviously it wasn't animated. They like in still frames.
Yeah.
But with... I don't know.
Yeah. It's... I think if you asked literally anyone who ever existed to come up with a list of PlayStation All-Stars...
Sweet Tooth wouldn't be on it. What?
I got some,
Oh, yeah, some stuff. I thought you were, like, heard something.
Ew.
Ugh, don't do that.
Put that shit right back in place.
Oh. Hold on, let's talk about this for a second.
What?
No, you're wearing a shirt that you got when Isabel was, like, 1.
Yes.
That
Lego-
was...
Legoland?
Yes.
Huh. It's a Star Wars Lego Vader shirt.
Ben's falling apart, coming apart at the seams.
You can get down.
Much like his Vader shirt should be, because it is over 10 years old.
I take good care of my things.
Your body hasn't changed at all.
Yeah,
You should have gotten taller, torso-wise. Stand up?
I think the shirt was probably big when I bought it, but like...
I guess. Yeah. That's insane, though.
it's still like...
It fits so well. I lost my shirt immediately.
Did you have one?
I think I had one. Yeah, you, me, and Dad all got one, and I lost mine immediately. I don't know where it went. What are you going to say, though, about asking someone to list a...
Yeah, I mean, I think if you made someone a list of so many of them are just weird as fuck. Fat Princess.
What about Starhawk?
That's like a DLC one, so I can cut them some slack. They were just like grabbing random shit off the
Zeus
shelf.
works.
Zeus is fine. I mean, Kratos is in the game. It's weird that God of War has 2 entries, but
Well, I mean,
yeah, you got
I
it.
want to see. I would rather some of them have 2 entries than some of them just being represented.
Yeah,
You know?
it's weird that people would go like, "Oh yeah, Dante, of course," and then it's like, "So Dante."
Right.
It's like, that's
You're
weird.
right. Yeah, Dante from DMC is in it, isn't he?
Metal Gear Solid, of course, one of the biggest PlayStation
Raiden.
exclusives. Raiden,
Raiden
the one
is
that's
in it.
on Xbox also.
Give me, yeah. I forgot Raiden was in it. I'm fine with Raiden. I like Raiden as a character. Maybe MGS2 Raiden?
It's both of these games existed because it was just like the most recent one. So many of them aren't even like PlayStation exclusives. Big Daddy being in the game is such a weird one.
I hate the Big Daddies in the game. God. PlayStation All-Stars could have been so good if they actually kept just PlayStation All-Stars there.
Don't get me wrong, I like PlayStation All-Stars, I think the game is fun enough, but I feel like it definitely has an identity, but it never felt as solid as Smash Bros. Was, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Smash Bros. Was like, hey, Nintendo characters, here's our roster of Nintendo characters.
Well, PlayStation All-Stars I feel like it would have fit better had PlayStation started earlier, like with Nintendo, because they wouldn't be able to pull that shit on the PS1.
Oh yeah, because they didn't have as much.
Yeah, because they just started and it's like PlayStation All-Stars, what are you talking about? It's been like 2 years.
So here's the thing about PlayStation All-Stars was they definitely had a bunch of PlayStation All-Stars in it. And then they grabbed some characters who nobody had ever heard of.
Yeah.
Some characters that were from games that were cross-platform.
Heihachi.
Like Tekken characters? Tekken's cross-platform, guys. I hate to tell you.
Yeah.
He's not a PlayStation All-Star. None about that screams PlayStation All-Star. Fat Princess. Who the fuck are you talking about?
ASP.
This guy from Medieval, and it's like
That makes sense. Medieval makes sense.
it's a pull, but where the fuck is Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah.
If you're gonna pull
from the PS1 era, pull
Crash Bandicoot. Are you having difficulty getting the rights to Crash fucking Bandicoot?
What if they did the Crash tag team? What's like Crash with a beast? Like Crash had a beast friend, beast companion.
Oh, Skylanders.
No, that's Spyro.
Crash is in Spyro.
Oh, they couldn't hit Spyro with a pickaxe and get him out of Skylanders.
Yeah, he's stuck in Skylanders,
Poor
even though Skylanders doesn't even want him anymore.
Poor Spyro.
That's a fucking hole to go down.
That's a whole other thing to do. Like, I heard that, Spyro had a Dark Reboot trilogy outside of Xbox. I just watched the list. They had a Dark Reboot trilogy with, like, real A-list celebrity voice actors. Like, Elijah Wood was Spyro.
Oh.
Yeah. And, like, after the trilogy was done, straight into Skylanders. Like,
Jesus Christ.
how do you do that? Who started that trend? Was it Skylanders?
Skylanders was like one of
I
the...
think it was
I think
Skylanders.
Skylanders, yeah, was actually the big
Yeah, Skylanders
starter
was
of
the
that whole thing.
they paved the way. I guess I can't be mad because I enjoy Amiibo so much.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't... There's, like, a whole thing, but we have, like, a fucking shelves full of Amiibos.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking sweet. I like them a lot.
Yeah. We spent so much money on Amiibo.
Yeah, if you, like, did the math, I would not want to do the math.
Yeah.
Alan does this to me all the goddamn time. Whenever I bring up anything, he's like, "Oh, look at the magic! Look how much magic!" We did the crossover episode. I was re-listening to it, where we brought them on as guests.
Yeah. We deigned to have them on as guests,
and
they owe us.
And Alan was like, "Yo, where's our fucking?"
They gave us 50. Well, Kat gave us 50 views.
And I didn't see a dime. So fuck does it matter?
We didn't.
I could get that many views on a fucking One Piece pull if I wanted to.
I'd be scared if that's all we got out of it.
Oh,
though.
that'd be sad.
What's it at?
Like fucking 800.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah. What didn't we get like one of our law videos up to like 2,000?
Yeah.
That's still our highest.
I think my boa is higher.
Yeah. But we were doing that episode, and we were talking about, like, the joke was like, oh, me, William, and Kat, we're the only ones who like Five Nights at Freddy's. I think Alan's the odd one out. And he's like, no, like, I've spent, like, a bunch of money, and, like, no, you have a bunch of money, and, like, spent a bunch of money and have so much merch. And I'm like, how much money? And then he was like, I don't want to hear from you. Magic cards. And I'm like, that's not even the topic of this discussion. That's
Right,
not in question.
We were making a funny goof.
We were having another goof about, like, Alan's dad not being cool.
We keep bringing this up a
In
lot.
Adventures, because it's relevant in Adventures. And it was like, yeah, he's just not that cool. And I was like, I don't want to hear it, Mr. Magic Collection. I'm like, I didn't say I wasn't cool. You're just taking digs at it.
Yeah, that's what. We got off topic. I feel like
We didn't even stay close to the topic.
we just
Who
talked
else should
about
have been in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale?
Darth Vader.
Nice.
So Caliber.
You looked at my shirt.
No, I looked at the mask behind you.
The two Darth Vader masks on the
Two
wall.
Darth Vader masks. One really legit one, and one
I guess I should take a picture now.
Don't, because we have the V for Vendetta mask also there, and I don't understand why.
I was V for Vendetta like when I was like 12 years
It
old.
makes us
one
look
time.
like 4chan users.
I
Though.
am a 4chan user.
You were a 4chan user then.
I was a 4chan user like a little bit after that one, I think.
Oh no.
I don't know why. I've never seen the movie.
Yeah,
I don't know why I went as...
you were anonymous.
I was not anonymous. I had the daggers and everything. I
I
found
know.
the costume for like cheap.
Yeah,
Have not watched that movie.
I don't
I
think
have no
we
desire
don't need
to.
to.
I already know it's about Anon and his struggles.
Fucking Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Wander.
There definitely should have been some...
Wander, Eco.
yeah, some...
If The Last Guardian had come out anywhere remotely then, The Last Guardian. Shit, dude.
Yeah, that would have been an easy one. But, nope.
Mr. Dark Souls.
Yeah, the Souls guy could have been there.
Yeah.
That's a good fit for him.
Titus could have been there.
Any Final Fantasy character could have been there.
Yeah, that's true.
There should have been a Final Fantasy character there.
Destiny. No.
No, that was not out yet.
And it was cross-promotional. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it doesn't matter for PlayStation All-Stars.
Blaze Blue. Is that
That's on Xbox.
Okay.
Oh, we should play PlayStation Move Heroes.
No. I don't want to ever touch that.
We
Is that
should-
up there?
Yeah, it's up there.
I'm mad. Oh, I see it. It's an affront to my eyes. Lost Planet Man.
Lost Planet is on Xbox also.
Okay. Well, you think of something.
Katamari.
Katamari. Yes! Fuck. What was I about to say? There was another game. No. What was I looking at? What was I... It was going to be the best example.
You're gonna knock it out of the
I was
park.
going to knock it out of the park. I can't think of it now.
Persona definitely.
Laharl.
Yeah, some Disgaea characters, yeah.
Like, I know that was on the DS at some point, but
It's-
Laharl would have been so good if they weren't if they weren't scared of it being unrecognizable to the masses.
That's the thing that blows my mind, though, is that they clearly didn't care about it being unrecognizable to the masses. Oh, it's Heavenly Blade's character. You guys know
Yeah,
Heavenly
she was
Blade?
there. Dad played that game though.
He did. Did he beat it?
No.
Mm.
I feel like at one point he should go back to it though.
Yeah, it's
I feel like the style should have been a bit different.
for Spar,
What?
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale,
Yeah.
Sapper.
I feel like it should have looked different than what it was.
It's got everything about PlayStation
Every-
All-Stars
every-
Battle Royale is like,
The style clashes.
it's like sort of uncomfortable.
That's the thing though that Smash 4 does. That Smash Bros does better.
Yeah.
They give everyone like a coat of paint in that style, but you can still see like the original designs, they just work well together,
Yeah.
and also it feels fluid. PlayStation All-Stars is a bit more rigid.
Yeah.
They just...
The characters are copy pasted into that game.
That's the thing. They wanted so bad not to be a Smash Bros. Clone.
Yeah. They tried so many different
They were
things.
veering too off course of what made a game good and what made a game not Smash Bros.
They really did. After a certain point, they were just like, "Hey, anybody got characters? Raise your hand if you got a character you want in this game." Bioshock was like, "Hey, throw Big Daddy in there, whatever."
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, can we get like a Solid Snake?" And they were like, "You can have Raiden, like new Raiden to sell our game."
Yeah.
And then it was like, "You can get Dante to sell DMC," and it's like, but some of those games were like either old or not out yet.
A year old or, like, definitely not out yet. Yeah.
And it was weird. But yeah, it's definitely like a video game that exists.
Shovel Knight should be in a game. You know?
He's in Ukulele.
Shovel Knight should be in Smash
Yes.
instead of Cloud.
Yes.
Shovel Knight's done more for Nintendo than Cloud has.
I mean, Cloud has done literally nothing for Nintendo.
Cloud has
so-
hurt Nintendo.
Yeah. Cloud sold other people's consoles.
Yeah. As a fuck you to Nintendo specifically.
What do you think? So, you sound like you got opinions about Smash becoming just sort of a any man's game.
I feel like it's a slippery slope they play. And Nintendo's good at it, except it's quirky rather than it's quirky rather than corporate.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
Nintendo.
feel like they put Cloud in the game.
They definitely put a Nissan in Mario Kart 8 though. Remember that?
That was a weird one.
Like it was like Mercedes, Nissan, stuff like that.
It had to be a Nissan, right?
One of them. Nissan just sounded correct.
It might actually have been a Mercedes. I guess I'll Google it.
But
What time are we at, by the way?
I think we're in the 40s. Yeah, we're at 37. That'll be the title of this episode, Mario in a Mercedes. Integrity in video games.
Mercedes-Benz in Nintendo's new Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. We could also title this episode, We Lost the Plot.
Yes, because we did. This is the plot.
So,
This is episode 76, right?
yeah,
We're almost to 100.
that's true.
We're getting very close.
24 episodes more.
But that is 24 months.
24
weeks. It's weird to think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That when we get to 100, we'll have been doing this for 100 weeks.
yeah, that's true. And that's almost 2 years.
Sora could have been in
Sora could have...
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. That's an easy one, because that's...
Sora
Or-
is such an unutilized character.
Yeah,
Have you noticed that?
They don't want to do anything with him.
Like-
Because he's got shit stapled to him.
Oh, you mean like...
It's hard to use him in just the Final Fantasy thing, because he's got, like, Disney strings.
That's true, but like... They prove that it's workable in like the Final Fantasy world.
Yeah, because they put a little Sora in
They
there.
put a little Sora in there. Like, they are so scared of doing that with Sora, even though they've made such an incredibly, they've made such a good character with Sora.
And it's not, like, hard to fit him into just, like, fucking, what... Dissidia.
Give us Sora in Dissidia. People talk, come on. We're gonna see Noctis in Kingdom Hearts 3, right?
We have to.
Maybe not, because Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in development. Actually, nope. Final Fantasy 15 has been in development for way longer.
There's that post.
God!
Final Fantasy 15 is going to be getting more DLC to really complete the world. And there's, like, the quote from Final Fantasy 15. It's like, after 10 years, you couldn't complete this fucking game?
Holy shit.
I'm
God.
so disinterested. I'm so bored. Like, there's
Final Fantasy 15?
It's like, oh, Final Fantasy 15 could be getting more content. I'm like, I didn't like the ending you gave it in the first place. You already... I mean, but that was a conclusion. It wasn't a good conclusion, but it was a conclusion. And I am not interested to pick it back up.
It's definitely weird. I guess this could be to next time. When is DLC warranted and unwarranted.
That's a good topic for next time. We'll immediately get off topic immediately.
You know it.
All right, and that's the end of the episode.
Wait, let's write the cookies.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, like, solid.
9 out of 10.
I'm gonna go 8 out of 10.
I think you would have gone 9 out of 10.
And I had them when they first came out.
Yeah, I think we would have just both been at 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, because that's. I mean, you can push any cookie up like 2 or 3 points if you have it straight out of the oven.
Yeah.
I did. I was at Subway once, and they were like taking the cookies out of the oven.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, I saw those just came out of the oven. Can I get one of those?" And it was like, "We actually cannot give them to you because that oven's like 700 degrees." And I was like, "I understand. That is fair. That's more than fair."
Yeah, they're protecting you.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, like, oh, we have to sell the older cookies first.
Oh, no, I don't think they would admit that. I mean, they probably do, but they wouldn't admit that to me.
But they probably had to make more cookies because they ran out of the old ones.
Yeah.
That's a weird topic to end on.
And I reached over the shell and I was like, "Give me the cookies."
Give me the cookies. That was okay. Well, I think that's
That's the end
a
of the
good way
episode.
to end. You reaching for boiling hot cookies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was episode 76 of Cookies and Milk. Ben just had a very violent shudder. I have been your host, William.
I've been your host, Ben.
And bye, guys.